Hello, my name is Mega. Welcome to I25. I will be your teacher for today, and these are the topics of the day. Fast grammar. The type 3 conditional refers to an impossible situation or condition, temporarily located in the past, and its probable outcome also in the past. These sentences are certainly hypothetical and unreal because it is too late for the condition or for its outcome to occur. The type 3 conditional almost always implies certain repentance or regret about something. Reality is the opposite of what is expressed in the sentence. In type 3 conditional sentences, the tense frame is in the past and the situation is hypothetical. Third conditional proposition, if. If plus past perfect. Main proposition, perfect conditional or perfect continuous conditional. Conditionals are sentences in which the speaker expresses an action that can only be fulfilled if one or more requirements are given. It is one used to talk about things that did not happen or to imagine what would have happened if things had been different. There are 4 types of conditional sentences. Zero conditional, first conditional, second conditional, and the third conditional. The third conditional is used when we talk about a situation in the past that has not happened. It refers to an action that can no longer take place through the passage of time. It is usually the most difficult type of conditional sentence to learn in English because the verb tenses are not very frequent or they're not used frequently. Structure. If clause. If plus subject plus had, past perfect, plus past participle. Conditional perfect clause. Would plus have plus past participle. Examples. I would have done things differently if I had known in the past what I know now. If I had known in the past what I know now, I would have done things differently. If my parents had left earlier, they would have arrived on time. If you had been here, you would have known about everything that happened. Did you know? As in types 1 and 2 conditionals, other modal verbs can be used instead of would to change the meaning and probability. Variations of the third conditional. As in the first and second conditionals, other modal verbs can be used. The modal verbs are the most frequent variations of the second conditional. For example, could, might, or may. These variations denote that the probability of the hypothesis being fulfilled is still lower than if it were used. If I had known, maybe she would not have left. If my brothers had not been so busy, they could have helped you. It is not relevant which of the 2 clauses goes first. Just keep in mind that if the if clause goes first, it must be separated with a comma. Example, my son would have arrived on time if he had woken up earlier. And other modal verbs can be used like could, might, or may in the main phrase. If I had found a job in Canada, I might have never come back. Our football team could have won the football match if we had trained harder. It starts to get complicated when we put our sentence in negative and especially in question. Keep in mind that the negative can only be used in one or both parts depending on what the speaker wants to express. I would have never come to the concert if you had not insisted. If I had not come to work here, I would still be unemployed. If I had told you my secret, it would not be a secret anymore. Did you know? Keep in mind that in some cases, if can be omitted by changing the position of the verb in the phrase that expresses the condition. Example: had I known his real motive, I wouldn't have supported him. It is very common to use it in interrogative sentences to ask imaginary assumptions. For example, what would we have done if we had won the lottery? In many cases, if only is used in the third conditional to express a strong desire that things were different. It means the same as I wish, but the meaning is stronger. It is used to talk about unreal situations, and these type of phrases do not need a second part. If only I had my cell phone. But it can be used like the rest of the conditionals, giving more emphasis to the fact that we would like things to be different. For example, if only Mark had studied harder at school, he would have gone to university. If only Mark had woken up earlier, he would have arrived on time. Did you know? You can get the subject pronoun and would. I'd, you'd, we'd, they'd, she'd, he'd, it'd. We can get would and have, would've. The past perfect continuous can be used in the conditional clause. If I'd been looking more carefully, I would have noticed the mistake. This is the end of the class. Don't forget to do your activities on the platform. Thank you for being part of I25 and have a nice day.